Yeah, we back. Now today is going to be a follow-up video to one I dropped yesterday where we had discussed the psychology of the colonized mind. And today is going to be a follow-up video to that. We're going to dive in deeper on the subject. Now today I'm going to be going to a YouTube channel, as you can see up on the screen. It's called Cut. It has 11 million subscribers and the title of the video is Match the Crime to the Person. Okay? And in this clip, you have a black female defense attorney. And she is, matter of fact, let me run the footage and I'm gonna come back with my commentary. Let's go.
Domestic violence. Let me see. I'm going with a male user.
Here we go.
Damn. What makes me look like the type of person that would be involved in domestic violence?
All of the TV shows that I watch. You look like a male.
I look like a male?
You,
Okay.
a man of color.
When you see me as
For DV!
the person of color, is there a specific race that you might see?
I do.
Okay.
I
What is
see
that?
you as a black male.
He's South Asian.
Interesting.
Am I right about you're not a black male. You fit the picture you present as what they show of pimps, hustlers on TV.
They, as in who?
On the main media.
So as a defense attorney, do you think that like the way you approach your clients might be through the lens of like what you might see in the media? Do you think that might be an issue?
Okay, never mind. I don't want you for the domestic violence.
Okay.
I don't think you're the person.
All right.
I'm gonna find someone else.
All right, we back. Now, listen, like I always say, man, this is why it's very important to control your own media, to control your own image, to control your own narrative, to educate your own children, especially, right? You see, the number one mistake we make as a community is we outsource the minds of our children to foreign communities, right? We send our kids to go to schools with educations and curriculum set up by other people, to go work in corporations set up by other people, because we don't care enough to do the legwork to educate our own children, set up our own curriculum. That's why the average black person can't even tell you anything about black history besides the basic standard Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, the Civil War. That was it. That's it. That's all they know. And you wonder why you're on the bottom and everybody else is on top. And when you look at the people on top, you notice they do certain things that you don't do. They set up their own schools. They have their own curriculum. They teach their kids their history going back thousands of years. Meanwhile, your kids don't even know their own history stretching back 200 years. That's all they know. And you wonder why they have such a low self-esteem, such a low amount of knowledge of self. They don't know anything. All they know is what they see on TV. The bullshit they see on TV, the nonsense they learn in school. They don't have any knowledge and pride and dignity in self. And then when they grow up, you act surprised when they work against you, when they work against your own best interest. Now, let's take a look at some of the reactions on social media. Take a look up on the screen. Dr. Curry, he said this. Is this not anti-black misandry? Misidentify the racialized male, then assert because he appears to be a black man that he is a domestic abuser. Meanwhile, black men are half the victims of interpartner violence in the black community, 1/3 of the victims of interpartner homicides, and half the victims of sexual assault. But the media says that black men are the abusers. Let's continue. This person said, black judges are the worst because they're trying to prove to their white superiors that they belong, and in doing so, they punish their own kind more harshly, as if to say, look, I am not biased because I am black. Let's continue. This lady said, domestic violence, she chooses the male, but lesbians have the highest rate of domestic violence in the entire country. Exactly. Let's continue. This person said, why are you as a black man getting a black woman as a defense attorney when there are a lot of Jewish people out here? Oh, man. Yeah. Well, me personally, I got a lot of homies. Well, I don't got a lot of homies. I got a few homies in my entourage that are defense attorneys. So I know my homies, you know, that's going to be my first choice, a black man. And then my second choice is going to be a man from, you know, Israel. And then after that, then, you know, maybe if the black woman got her head on straight, maybe. Now, let's continue. Somebody actually dug up an old tweet from a couple years ago. It said this. A Philadelphia judge who sentenced Meek Mill to 4 years for doing a wheelie on a dirt bike had her criminal cases stripped. Over 50 of her cases were terminated by another judge over 2 days due to growing concerns of her morals and ethics. I remember when Meek Mill was fighting that case, he was talking about how that judge was giving him a hard time. And you remember when he did actually get sentenced to prison for doing a wheelie on a dirt bike. I think he was filming a music video. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Let's continue. This person said, once again, black men, just because the black woman around you doesn't say this stuff doesn't mean they don't think it. You're profiled just as much by these women. They're not your women, just a shared race. Now, listen, when people say your women, the only women that are your women truly and honestly are the women in your family, right? Your sisters, your daughters, your wife, your grandmother, the women that you share a blood connection with, a blood obligation to. Okay, every man should take care of the women in his family. I don't understand. I don't do this. I'm not into this outsourcing nonsense where, no, I'm responsible for the women in my family. You as a black man, take care of the women in your family. And if every black man takes care of the women in his family, then everything is going to be all right. What did Bob Marley say? Everything gonna be all right. Everything gonna be all right. Listen, take care of the women in your family and everything gonna be all right, man. Damn, let's continue. This person said, people joke and debate around anti-black misandry, but it's not a small thing. It is so embedded in our systems and society and with real harms. Imagine your defense attorney presumes you are guilty because of your skin color and your gender. Now imagine the judge or the teacher. Yeah, and on my channel, I've been discussing, the divestors and things like that and the type of problematic rhetoric they promote. And you got to understand, divestors are real people. They're not images on a computer screen. They're not just screen names on social media. They are real people with real jobs, with professional degrees, that can impact your life. That's why we have to discuss this. That's why I'm always talking about it on my channel. I'm not ignoring it. Women coming to my channel telling me, man, ignore it. Stop talking about it. Talk about the black man instead. No, I'm gonna talk about your dumbass. Now let's continue. This brother said, I bet $1,000 she's a divestor. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. And even if she might not be, a card carrying divestor, I guarantee she dates outside her race. I guarantee she's open to dating whites. I guarantee that. I guarantee she don't see color. Love is love. Love is love. God told us that we are the human race and we supposed to be standing holding hands together. Kumbaya, my Lord. Trust me. I guarantee you that. That's why I stay away from that type of woman, bro. I don't want nothing to do with that because I know what comes with that. I know what comes with that underneath the surface. That's why I don't want no parts. Let's continue. This person said, programming. This is the reason I don't watch TV. Myself included. I do not watch TV. I don't watch TV unless it's like, the World Cup or something. Then maybe I watch TV like every 4 years or something like that. I don't watch TV, man. I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube. I definitely watch podcasts. I definitely watch YouTube. YouTube is my TV, but I don't watch mainstream media. I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV. Let's continue. This person said, isn't this the demographic that claims to be our biggest ally? Brothers, that's why I tell you, you gotta vet. You can't just assume that just because a woman's epidermis is protecting her against the sun, that doesn't mean she's your ally. Having black skin just means that your epidermis is equipped to withstand the heat of the sun. That's all that means. Just because her epidermis is equipped to withstand the heat of the sun, that doesn't mean she's your ally. You gotta vet the mentality she has, bro. She could be your sworn enemy and you don't even know. And stick with me towards the end of the video because I'm gonna show you something very important. Let's continue. This person said, she said this dumb shit with confidence too. She would have been better off saying, my intuition told me to pick you. Man. This person said he was big mad and he was about to cook her very politely, but she got out of Dodge very quickly. A grown-ass adult saying TV shows determines how she judges people. Brother, you'd be surprised how many women I've spoken to who said their opinion on black men has been shaped by what they saw on social media. I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many times I heard a woman say, I saw a YouTube video. I saw this on Twitter. I saw this in the comment section. I saw a black man on social media say this. I saw a black man on YouTube say this. Brother, you be surprised. You think this is uncommon? You think this is uncommon. That's why I'm telling you boys, you gotta vet. You might be a black man like me who black woman might be your first choice and your primary choice. But just because a black woman is your first choice, for marriage and dating or whatever, that doesn't mean that you can be that doesn't mean you can afford to be like a daisical in your vetting process, bro. That doesn't mean that. These women, they sit in the same classrooms as the white women. They watch the same TV shows as the white women. A lot of these women are no different than white women. The only difference is her epidermis can withstand the sun rays a little better than the white woman. But besides that, they sit in the same classrooms, watch the same media, ingest the same propaganda. They're not immune to it. That's why I say it's very important for black men to establish our own systems, our own media, control our own narrative, educate our own children, etc., etc. That's why I have my YouTube channel. That's why I'm always talking about black history on my YouTube channel, because a lot of people, I've realized they don't know the history of black men. So I've dedicated a large portion of my channel talking about the history of black men, because many people do not even know the history of black men. Many black men don't even know the history of black men. So it is what it is. Let's continue. This person said, one day we can have a realistic conversation about how stereotypes against black men are believed by everyone, even amongst our melanated men and women. Move accordingly. This person said, yeah, having degrees does not mean you smart. Yes, indeed. I agree. This person said, These are the women that pro-blacks want you black men to date over other races of women. Stop it, bro. Ain't nobody telling you to date a woman who carries internal self-hatred and stereotypical views of black men. Nobody's telling you to attach yourself to this type of woman. In fact, I'm telling you to avoid this type of woman. I'm not telling you to go chase after the other races of women, but I'm telling you this type of black woman, put her in the same box as the white women. Put her in the same box as all the other groups of women. They are no different. Like I told you, the only difference is her epidermis can withstand the sun rays a little stronger than the other women. That's the only difference. Remove that, they are no different than the European female. Let's continue. This person said, all I'm saying is I wouldn't trust any of that demographic in any professional field. I'll hire a white man before that. You see, this is also self-hatred, because why would you not hire a black man? I don't understand this shit, bro. I don't understand this shit, bro. Like he really think he set some fire when he said that shit. I'm gonna go hire the white man. Why don't you just hire a black man, bro? Why don't you hire a black man? I mean, I got defense attorneys. I got a couple attorneys in my entourage, bro. So why would you hire a white man? See, some of you dudes be sounding just as goofy as the females when y'all be talking, man. Y'all gotta relax, man. Let's continue. This person said, if I could change being a black man, I wouldn't. But goddamn, it really isn't any reason to be optimistic about your life living as one. Now, listen, brother, I understand how you feel. And that's why me, I gotta self-medicate. I do a lot of self-medication a lot because, you know, the situation is it's a very depressing situation, I'll be honest with you. And that's why, you know, I gotta self-medicate a lot. In fact, I'm sipping some wine right now. You know, I'm drinking wine as we speak, as I'm recording this video. You know, I do a lot of self-medication, bro. I feel you. I feel you. And I'm not a big fan of therapy, because who am I going to choose as a therapist? Because then what if you get a black female therapist who also got the same stereotypical views? So I'm not going to therapy either. Fuck therapy. So yeah, I do a lot of self-medication, brother. I do a lot of self-medication. I do a lot of communication with the ancestors. I do a lot of, you know, spiritual work, you know, but, you know, shit like that to keep my spirits up. But, you know, I understand how you feel, brother. But just like you, I would never want to change being a black man, because like I told you, I know the history of the black man. I know the history of the black man. I know the glorious history of the black man. So I would never want to switch places with any of you other groups. I'm sorry. I'm so glad I was born as a black man. I'm so glad I'm part of this. I'm so glad I'm part of this group, man. You know, I'm so glad I'm a black man. You know, I'm so glad I'm an African man. I'm so glad I'm a black African man, and I wouldn't change it for nothing. Now let's continue. This brother said, all the TV shows that I watch, you fit the stereotypes. Average bell hooks reader. You would think that being a black woman who is also a defense attorney would somehow mitigate this kind of violent indoctrination. But of course, you'd be wrong. Now, brother, you got to ask yourself, where would the indoctrination come from? It's because black men have not set up our own educational centers, our own centers of learning, our own curriculums, our own media companies, our own media corporations to control our own narrative, to control our own image. So yes, that's what happens when you fail to set up these systems in place to control your own narrative and you outsource it to other groups, right? You let the white man control the education and the curriculum. You let the white man control your image in the media. And guess what? This is what you get. That's why I tell brothers, you have to establish your own media. That's the main reason why I started my YouTube channel. Now, I know my channel is not the biggest. My platform is not the biggest, but it's going to grow. You have to build it from the bottom, brick by brick, by yourself, self-made, independent. You cannot outsource it to other groups. We've been focused so much on social integration. We thought that integrating with other groups is the key to success. We didn't understand the importance of independence and self-sufficiency in the same way that our ancestors did. You see, our ancestors, they didn't outsource the education, the curriculum, the culture, the media, the propaganda. They didn't outsource this to other groups. For thousands of years, the black man was independent, self-made. Everything was in-house, and it was not outsourced to any other group. Now we've bought into integration, social integration, the melting pot. We all one race, the human race. Well, guess what? This is what you get. We all one race, the human race. Now your own women think you a goddamn domestic violence woman beater. Now your own women looking down on you because you don't control your own image. You want to integrate. You don't want to be independent. You want to integrate. That's what you get. Let's continue. This person said, when people say that divestiture rhetoric against black men has no consequences, they don't understand. These are the black women that black men and boys interact with on a daily basis. Many seemingly regular professionals will just hate black men simply for existing. Yeah, man, that's why I talk about the divestors, because very few people are attacking that topic in the same way that I'm attacking it. Many people are simply choosing to ignore it or act like it's not a big deal. But like I told you, these women are not just robots on the internet. These women are real people with real professional degrees contributing to society that can have an impact on you. So you have to vet. And I told you, I don't just vet women I'm dating. I told you, if a woman sends in an application to work in my family's business, I'm vetting. I'm searching up all your information. I need your Twitter account. I need the TikTok account. I need the Instagram account. I need all that. I need the criminal record. I need all that, bro. I need all that because I don't even want to be around any woman that subscribes to that ideology. I don't want to put money in your pocket. I don't want to date you. I don't want to be around you. Now let's continue. This person said, this is why so-called having your own people in higher positions means nothing. Imagine the amount of black men she's wrongfully tried off her own ignorance. Correct. This person said, dog, look at my lawyer. I'm getting life. Let's continue. This person said, black women really fell off. This is getting sad at this point. Well, brother, all I can tell you is just vet. Vet. That's the key word. That's the golden rule. Vet. Let's continue. This person said, I just checked YouTube and this woman has been a defense attorney for 20 years and she still thinks like this. Well, it is what it is, man. Told you. When you don't control your own narrative, you don't control your own media, you don't control your own curriculum, you outsource the education of your own children to the person that enslaved you. What do you expect? Let's continue. Now, brothers, I want you to take a look up on the screen, right? You see this lady here. This is not the same lady who was on the video. We're going to change lanes a little bit. We're going to get back to the lady in a little bit, but we're still going to be on topic, but it's overall the discussion of the psychology of the colonized mind. Now, this lady right here, take a look up on the screen. As you can see, she look good, right? She a decent looking black woman, right? You know, if you've seen her in the street, you've seen her at the bank, you've seen her at the mall, you know, you wouldn't think anything is wrong, right? You off the surface, everything looks decent, right? Okay. Well, sometime last week, I didn't make a video about it, but there was this fiasco because there was this white woman who went on TikTok and she decided to get braids, right? Take a look up on the screen. This lady right here, this white girl right here, she decided to get braids. And it caused somewhat of an uproar because a lot of black women were calling it cultural appropriation. And apparently this lady right here, she got a black boyfriend. So you know the combination of the white girl with the black boyfriend wearing braids. A lot of black women on TikTok, on social media, on Twitter, they were not happy about that, right? They were not happy about that. Now, going back to the lady that I was talking about right here, as you can see, this black woman right here, she decided to go on Twitter and she said this. Take a look up on the screen. She said, I always find it fascinating that you cannot find any white men with black women partners antagonizing black men. It's just more proof that white supremacy got them in a way that it could not get us. So this lady right here, she said that this white lady was antagonizing black women by wearing braids, and I guess she had a black boyfriend or whatever. And then she made the assertion at the end of her statement that white supremacy, you know, it got to black men more than it could get to black women, right? And as you can see, the tweet got over 300,000 views, you know, thousands of likes, you know, as you can see. So a lot of black women, you know, they obviously agree. Now, they actually dug into her catalog, right? And they dug up some of her old tweets from 2021. Now, we're going to read it together, brothers. Brace yourself. Take a look up on the screen. Back on September 11th, 2021, she said this, starting at the top. I had this mentality all throughout my formative years. I did not like a single black guy until college, and I only unpacked what that meant and unlearned my white supremacist views after starting my minor in African American history. I can see that behavior from miles away. To be black and exclusively date outside your race and to build all your attraction outside your race is a huge red flag to me. Just like it's a red flag for others to exclusively date us. Without colonization, that wouldn't even be a thing. Does that not blow your mind? And the third tweet, I had to admit, I secretly believed I had more in common with white men because I thought I was levels above black men. I internalized stereotypes about them and had whitewashed views of beauty. It was scary to realize I had been brainwashed, and I started efforts to unlearn it. Now, brothers, let me put her picture back up on the screen. Now, brothers, go back to what I said. Imagine you at the bank, right? Imagine you at the bank and you see the teller at the desk and you see a beautiful black woman at the desk and you think, wow, let me get her number. And you don't even know she's carrying all this nonsense. You don't even know that she didn't even like black men until she went to college and took a history course in college. Could you believe that, bro? And this is not an uncommon thing. Right? This is not an uncommon thing. But what was flagrant to me was she decided to hop on Twitter last week and say that white supremacy, it got to black men more than it got to black women. Meanwhile, she said herself, she was obsessed with white boys until college, until she took a damn history course. Think about that, bro. Think about the fact that you didn't even learn about your own history. You didn't even start loving your own people until you are a grown adult in college, bro. That's crazy, bro. I was reading my own history at 8, 9 years old, bro. You had to go to college to learn your own history, bro. What did I tell you? I told you these women do not know history. They don't know. You thought I was lying, brothers? Brothers, you thought I was lying when I told you these women do not know history? In my experience, I'm the one putting them onto things about history, bro. I'm the one giving them the game. I'm the one giving them the literature. I can count on one hand how many women I know that can keep up with me in terms of knowledge about their own people. The vast majority of women I've met, they don't know nothing about their own people, bro, except what they see on TV, mass media, the curriculum they learn in school. And that's a fact, brother. That's a fact. That's why I tell y'all boys, you gotta vet. You cannot go by what you see on the surface. You cannot go by what you see on the outside. Because if you do that, you're gonna choose the wrong one and you're gonna be heartbroken. Your life is gonna be destroyed. You have to vet the mentality of the woman. And I'm telling you, brothers, that's why I stick to what I stick to. When a woman tells me, oh, I don't see color, love is love, oh, we the human race, I don't want nothing to do with you, because I know the indoctrination has set in. I don't want none of those women talking about love is love, love is love. Well, love for me is not love. I'm looking for a black woman. I'm not looking for love. I'm looking for a black woman to love. Anyways, man, let's get back into the subject at hand. It was actually funny because one of the other brothers on that show, he confronted her about her stereotypical views. Take a look up on the screen.
You a public defender, by the way?
I started off my career in public defense.
It's kind of rough because it's like some of the things you were saying is like as I see on TV, you're a defense attorney. So it's supposed to be how you interpret the law and how you interpret others to be fair or non-partial when it comes to certain things to defend them.
In summary, brothers, I don't got too much to say. All I can say is vet whoever you are dealing with. If you're a black man looking for a wife, vet. If you're a black business owner looking for an employee and a black woman sends you an application, vet. The golden word is vet. That's the golden rule. Vet, 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 vet. Make sure you have a thorough vetting process of every woman that you allow in your circumference. And also, educate the women in your family, man. Make sure the women in your family know what it is. I always try my best to, put my sisters onto game, give my sisters the knowledge, that I have. They're not really into history as much as I am. They're not really into all that, nerdy, intellectual stuff like I am. But I try my best anyway. That's all you can do, man. That's all you can do. Like I said, all this indoctrination and brainwashing comes down to the fact that we do not have our own systems in place, our own centers of learning with our own curriculums, our own media controlling our own narrative and controlling our own image, right? The reason why I started my YouTube channel is because I wanted to fight against that. I wanted to add some correction. I wanted to recalibrate the black male image. Because imagine how it is for our young boys. Imagine you a young boy, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and all you see is negative images portrayed in the media, portrayed in the curriculum. Everywhere around the world, all you see is negative images blasted about you, bro, blasted. And all your positive imagery is buried. All your history is buried and discarded. You know how traumatic that is as a young boy to go through that, living in a world that's completely anti-black? You know why I know? Because I was that young boy. I was that young boy growing up in a world that was anti-black, where I've been hearing negative images, negative statements about black men since I was 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, bro. A young boy is not supposed to go through that, bro. And I went through that. And that's the reason why I'm so passionate about this subject. Because when I look at the young homies, when I look at the young boys, 6, 7, 8 years old, I don't want them to have to go through that, bro. I went through that. I know what it's like to grow up in a world that's anti-black, that's against the black man. All you see is negative images, negative imagery, negative messaging about the black man, 24/7. Since you were a young child, that's not right, bro. That's not right. Anyways, man, it's your boy Neferkari the Salim back in the building. Yes, indeed. Cash App up on the screen, and I'm gone. Peace.
Reincarnated, I'm back in the